What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Think About It. And today we are going to talk iOS 8 and specifically extensions in iOS 8. As most of you have probably heard, in iOS 8, Apple is opening up a lot of the functionality to third-party applications, third-party keyboards, third-party photo editing, all that stuff. But action extensions are interesting because it is one of the first steps in opening up, Apple's walled garden, so to speak. There's a lot of technical detail here. This is an article that came out on imore.com, and I'll leave the link below in the description. But there's a lot of technical stuff here, like share sheets, meaning like from a programming perspective. They talk about like custom sharing options, how extensibility is an amazing feature set in iOS 8, etc., etc. And I like what I'm seeing. I mean, I definitely think Apple's heading in the right direction. Android's been doing this for years, but Apple is trying to do this with security as their top priority. And not that Android doesn't consider security to be a top priority, but Android is open source, and there's a lot of challenges there that Google has to think about. But Apple's always been very big in terms of keeping security aspect first. Meaning, like for example, the third-party system keyboards that they're launching as part of extensibility, or extensions. Well, they definitely kept in front of them the security aspect of people, like third-party people, actually tracking your keystrokes and stuff like that, etc., etc. Just an example, but that's not what I want to talk about really in this video. This is just this article is really stepping stone for what I want to talk about, and that is down below here. They make a very interesting statement right here. So they talk about extensibility in iOS means that we're no longer bound to action options, supported by Apple and Apple alone. We no longer have to wait for things like AirPlay and AirPrint to be rolled out or wonder if Apple will ever add system-wide support for someone else's product or service. Now, any app can add an action extension that increases the utility and diversity of other apps on iOS itself. Now, here's what I want folks to think about, and this is where I also need your help in a way. The way I read this is that in the past, and I'm picking specifically on printing, in the past, Apple mandated AirPrint, and this paragraph right here, what I understand is with iOS 8, what Apple is aiming for is they're no longer, AirPrint is going to be there, but they're no longer going to be mandating it in their walled garden. If their AirPrint methodology changes in the future as part of iOS 9 or 10, that would not mean that your third-party print service or something like that would tank in your house. In other words, today we have third-party applications like HP and Canon make their own applications on the App Store, and if you buy a printer from them that is not AirPrint enabled, then you download those applications and then print from those applications on your iPad or your iPhone. However, if you have an AirPrint printer enabled, you can natively print, and what I mean by natively is if you open up Mail application, hit the print button, it uses AirPrint to print it. If you're in Safari, hit the print button, it will print it. You don't have to switch over to an HP or Canon printer app to do that. Now, this paragraph to me was huge because when I read this, I thought, isn't that interesting? It made me think, because this gives me the impression that that's no longer going to be the case. If you wanted to print to a non-AirPrint enabled type of a printer, that would be allowed using extensions to be natively baked into the OS, and again, as part of extensions. So, Craig, this guy right here from Apple, when he demoed extensibility during the keynote, he pulled up a photo, in the photo app, then opened up this menu down below, and then he clicked on one of the extensions for photo editing, made the changes and etc using the feature set of a third-party application, and then still was able to save the photo in the photo application that Apple provides. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm hoping that same concept is going to translate to printing, and that's where, like I said, that's where I want folks to think about it. And this time, I would really appreciate it if you can also provide your input down in the comment section and whatnot, and let's collectively, figure this out, because I'm really curious about this. I really think that I'm interpreting this correctly, but what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I will leave the link for the article in the description section. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have an awesome day, and I will catch you in the next one.